Hello, stars, and welcome to Star 11 Tarot. Today I will be doing a March love reading for the sign of Cancer. Okay, so let's get into the shuffle. I hope you guys are doing well at this time. Also, I will be doing what I'll be doing is the Celtic Cross reading. And if I need to clarify anything, which I'm sure I will probably need to, I'll be using this deck here to clarify, and I'll also use these two oracle cards that I'll be reading at the very end. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, God, Spirit, Universe, Ancestors, Spirit Guides. I'm going to be doing a Celtic Cross love reading for the sign of Cancer. 10 cards off the top. 10 cards off the top for Celtic Cross for the sign of Cancer, love, month of March. 10 cards at the top for the sign of Cancer, Celtic Cross reading. 10 cards off the top for a Celtic Cross love reading for the sign of Cancer for the month of March. Okay, all right, so card 1 is your concern. Card 2 is your obstacle or strength. Card 3 is the past influences affecting your situation. Card 4, let's leave some more room, is your inner desire. Card 5 is your present movement, current action. Card 6 is your current action, near future. 7 is something you should be aware of, or your thoughts. 8 is external influences. 9 is hopes and or fears. And 10 is your outcome. Let's move this a little bit. Okay. All right, Cancerians, let's get started. All right, so your concern. So you have the Princess of Cups in reversed. So what this is saying is, this is the Princess of Cups is the Page of Cups. So there was communications of love that came in, and I believe that upright is communications of love that came in. So what this is telling me is at one point you did have communications of love or some sort of offer that came into your life. It is now in the reversed. So there's a possibility that there's something that may be seen as if it was going in the right direction that currently has not been. So there may be lack as far as communications, text messages, just communications as a whole, text messages, maybe seeing each other. There are things that you probably were receiving at one point, because when this card is upright, there's a lot of flirtation and words of admiration and just a lot of positive, beautiful energies, element of surprise and being invited out. So in the reverse position, I feel like at this point, you may feel as if you're a bit concerned about why these things have come to a halt. Why isn't anything coming in? Why did the communication cease? So this could be read as, why did the communication cease with a potential friend slash partner? Or you may be wondering, why are you not getting these things? Why do you not have a love life? Why do you not have these offerings coming into you? Why are you not getting the attention? I don't want to say attention, because sometimes that can sound, it can sound like you're just wanting these things, like an attention seeker, and that's not what I mean. But you may wonder why these things have not come into your life at this moment. Okay, your obstacle or strength is the Princess of Swords. This is actually kind of interesting. So the Princess of Swords, this is interesting. Somebody ceased communication with you for some reason, yet they're still watching you. They're still watching you. They're watching your social media. This is the spy card. I say stalking. I use that lightly. I don't mean that in the sense of, well, what it's known for and what it actually is. meaning something in a more negative term. This could just mean that someone is watching you. Hopefully no one is actually stalking you, truly, but this is just someone's watching you, someone's watching your social media, someone may be asking about you, questioning about your whereabouts and how you're doing and things like that. So someone has their eye on you, and it may be this person that isn't really communicating as they should. We'll keep going with this. Okay, the past influences affecting your situation. Wow. So the past influences affecting your situation is that you did have an offer of love that came in. The Ace of Cups is a divine offer from the universe. That's what it is. It's an outpouring of love. This is overabundance. There's a lot of emotions connected to this card. This is the number one card that you would love to receive if you are in a new relationship, because this signifies that there's a lot of passion and emotion, mainly emotion. There's passion too, but there's a lot of emotion within this cup. This is all about new opportunities, things that are promising to you. The outlook is great. Everything in the moment feels serene and beautiful. So that's what the past influences are, which might be why somebody has their eye on you, because things have come to a halt. Things have changed. Things have changed here because it started out pretty grand. Your inner desire. Your inner desire is the moon reverse. Your inner desire is to receive some clarity. Your inner desire is to find out what's going on. This is also about mystery, uncertainty, and maybe some deception. So your inner desire is to find out maybe why this person has somewhat pulled back from you, or why you are no longer receiving these words of affirmation. And the love language is sending letters, or not letters nowadays per se, but text messages or calling or FaceTiming, things like that you may have gotten before. You're not getting that. So you need clarity about what's going on. You need to know why did things stop? Why are you not receiving information from this person anymore, communication from this person anymore? So the sense of mystery and deception is probably on your mind about this whole situation here, and what you want is answers, and what you want is clarity. That is the moon reversed. Your present movement, current action is the Fool. So this is all about okay, I don't know if some of you actually want to move forward, or you're afraid to move forward, because the Fool is about being hesitant to take the leap, being hesitant to move forward. So some of you may actually have actual hesitation. You don't want to do this. And some of you may want the movement, but for some reason you feel like you just can't do it. There's stagnancy in movement. There's a fear of moving forward. There's a fear of the unknown. So maybe there's a chance that you want to move, but you're uncertain. Is this the right time? Should I do this? Should I make this move forward? Should I leave all this behind? I don't really want to make the move until I have some clarity, until I get the answers that I need, until the mystery is solved. So that's what this is saying, is that you're hesitant to move forward. You're hesitant to take the leap and move past the situation until you receive the answers that you need. That's your present movement, current action. Your current action, near future, is the Four of Cups in the reverse. There are a lot of reversals. So I think what you guys want, I think for the most part, you know what it is that you want. You know what you want. This is already a pretty much unhappy situation for you guys. So all this actually goes hand in hand, right? You don't want to move forward here. You're hesitant. Here, you know what you actually want, but it's just not coming. It's not coming for you. It's not coming fast enough, or you feel like you're not getting it at all. So you have a sense of what it is that you desire, but it's just unobtainable to you or for you at this moment, again, which is why you have the hesitation. Okay, so until you gain more clarity, this will be, of course, the deciding factor on are you going to move forward or not, and you know what it is that you want. Can you hold on to it? Because this can represent some sadness, meaning that you can't obtain what it is. You can't obtain it maybe until you get the answers, or until this person is either willing to make a change. Something that you should be aware of is the King of Wands. So now this is your energy. And I feel like what you're trying to do at this point is to keep your focus on other things besides this love connection that matters to you. The King of Wands is a go-getter. The King of Wands makes things happen. The King of Wands dedicates his passion and his goals in life, and he goes for those things and he makes them happen. He has a strong sense of confidence. So that is also a really good thing in this reading, is that even though things aren't going the way you want, your confidence is not wavering. Your confidence is not wavering. Yes, you want this relationship or this friendship to work, but in the meantime, you're still doing what you need to do for yourself. So this could represent your work. This could represent other things that you're truly passionate about. You're focused on making things happen for yourself. You're focused on your career. You're focused on your money. Things that mean a lot to you is what you're focusing on. At the same time, this could still represent some of the passions that you still have for this person. So some of those passions can be here, but for the most part, I'm looking at this as if your focus is on yourself. It is on this, yes, but you are not allowing this to consume you. You have other things outside of this situation that you need to tend to, or that you have a responsibility for. Prince of Wands. So this is your external influence. The external influence is most likely your person, and this is the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. This is saying that this person is probably going to come back and try to have some sort of communication with you. I think they're going to try to maybe take you out, have a good time, maybe have a conversation about things that's happening or that has happened. But one thing that you need to be aware of, whether this is the person or not, whether this is another person that's coming in or this is your person, something you have to be aware of with this particular prince is that a lot of times they're more so about self-gratification. So they could come back and maybe try to be passionate or intimate with you again, but it doesn't necessarily mean that anything is going to move past that. It could, but this is just a warning. Be aware of this. This person may not plan on having any other dealings outside of the one or two times or however many times they come back for sexual favors. So you'll have a good time, you'll go out, you'll enjoy one another. I call this prince or this knight, I call him he's like the knight of the party, basically. He's the party knight, he's a social knight. So you'll go out and have a great time and enjoy one another, whether there's sex involved or not. He is that knight. He's well known. He has a lot of charisma. He's very friendly. Everybody seems to like him. So when you hang out with this person, you have a really great time. But just be aware that if anything goes past that and it turns into something intimate, there is a chance that they may not stick around for the long term. I think they still have more soul searching to do. I don't know if this was anything serious, because if this person initially came in with this Knight of Wands energy, then they're very flighty. You have to be cautious with some of these knights, because they're not really for the long term all the time. Depending on how the rest of the cards play out, they're not always that long term sort of partner or potential partner. Okay, so your advice, hope or fear, is the Three of Wands in reverse. I think this is saying, this is a hope for me with this being in the reverse position, is that you were hoping for your ships to come in. Your hope was that things would actually work out in your favor and that you would be able to move forward and make things happen with this person. But since it's in the reverse, this is basically saying that you're not seeing the results that you had planned for yourself and for this person. This is actually a fear. The fear is that what you wanted will not come in. What you wanted will not come to fruition. You're not seeing any positive results out of this at this time. All right, and your outcome is the Queen of Pentacles reverse. Man, this guy's, I really don't like this, Cancer. The Queen of Pentacles reverse, you feel stuck. You feel stuck within the situation, and even though you still have an air of confidence about you here, there's a part of you when it comes to how you feel maybe when you're at home. You know, you're fine when you're out taking care of your business. You know, you're fine. You're able to put your thoughts into something else and focus on other things. But I think when you find yourself at home and you have that downtime, this is when it begins to affect you a little bit. This is when it begins to hit you. When the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse, the Queen of Pentacles can feel some self-doubt. She definitely is unhappy because everything about her is all about being fruitful and abundance. Everything upright with her is growth and expansion. In the reverse, these things have been removed from her. So there's a sense of, sometimes there can be some sorrow there, you know, a bit of sadness. Her confidence may be a little bit low just in that particular arena, not as a whole, but it affects her. So this is how you're feeling. This is the outcome. I'm going to definitely need a clarifier on this situation here. But I want to know instead, what is it that you need to do to get yourself out of this Queen of Pentacles energy? That's the clarification that I want. What does Cancer need to do to get themselves out of this Queen of Pentacles reverse energy? What is the advice? What is the advice? What is the advice for Cancer regarding this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse energy? And 2 cards. One more. I think you need to give yourself more options. So you have the 7 of Cups and you have the Emperor. You have the 7 of Cups and you have the Emperor. I think what this is saying, what you need to do for this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I think you need to allow yourself to have more options available to you. Do other things. You're already keeping yourself busy with this King of Wands. But I think with this 7 of Cups, this is saying, do more things, give yourself more options, have more interests. Now, this could be representing people, or this could be representing more things you can just do in your free time, so that you're not thinking about this Prince of Wands over here. This is what the 7 of Cups is saying for you. This Emperor energy is just saying, remain strong, and keep control. Keep control, keep the boundaries within your life. If you do these 2 things, you will find that you will eventually get past this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, and she will be upright again. Okay? So this is, find more options, find more options, more interests, whether this is people and or things that you're doing. And this one, try to stay in control. Try to stay in control and make sure you have some order. I'm going to clarify. And 2 cards. Will this Prince of Wands come back and want to work on this situation? Will this Prince of Wands energy want to come back and want to work on this situation with Cancer? And 2 cards. This is saying, this is the end of a cycle. Sorry about that, guys. That's my oven. This is the end of a cycle for this person here. This is saying that there's going to be a change. There's going to be a change regarding this person. You have the Tower and you have the Wheel of Fortune. Right now, this cycle is showing in a position where it's going in a downward motion. The Wheel of Fortune, it's a constant thing. It's up and it's down. So what's going on right now will not last forever. This is a very temporary thing. I can't say how temporary, but it is a temporary thing because you have the wheel. So when you have the Tower and the wheel, what this is saying is it's going to move, it's going to keep moving, but as of right now, it's not going to be in your favor as the person that's coming back at this moment. They could come back in the future, and that's if you even want them. You may not. All right? Any more advice for Cancer? For 2 more cards. 2 more cards. Any more advice for the sign of Cancer? You have the 5 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. 5 of Swords, I'd rather read it this way, and the 9 of Cups. So what this is saying to me is that at this particular moment, which to me does represent this Tower moment as well, is that things aren't very clear right now. Things are not very clear. I think if you go to this person and you try to have conversations, it probably won't bode well. You may get into arguments. This person may not be very nice with their words. And so therefore, they could come out feeling as if they've gotten the upper hand on this per se, but that's not necessarily the case. That's not necessarily the case, because when you have this 5 of Swords energy, really, there's no true resolution, even if a person thinks that there is. So ultimately, what's going to happen is once you have this conversation or this discussion with this person, then you'll gain some clarity and you'll know what it is that you want, and you will feel content and fulfilled within yourself. This is a wish fulfillment card. So you can look at this as how you will be feeling about yourself after this is all swept under the rug. And you can also look at this as if there will be another person that will come in, because again, this is the wish fulfillment card. So it could be this person, once you have this conversation and you clear the air, excuse me, then there's a possibility that either this person will realize, because again, this is the wish fulfillment. This is you being fulfilled within yourself. But again, this is also about getting what you want. So maybe there's a reason that this conversation needs to be had between you two. That's what I believe this is saying. There's a conversation that needs to be had. It won't necessarily bode well, or it won't feel as if it did. But in the end, you will get what you want. I think the chance might still be there. There's a chance that it could still be there, but there's going to take some additional communication. that's what that tower is actually representing, you know, because if he or she wasn't really willing to communicate before, now there's a tower moment that's happening with them, or that will happen with them. They may have a different outlook on the situation. And by having a conversation about it, about communicating about it, it could change the way things are going, which in return would have the wheel going upright more so. As I told you, the Wheel of Fortune is all about cycles. It's about ups and downs. So maybe once this conversation has been had, whatever you feel like you weren't gaining before, the wheel continues to turn. So it will be going in the upright position. It's going upright anyway because it's not reversed. But what you want, you most likely will achieve that after the conversation. Again, you also have this wish fulfillment card. Okay, so I will read this oracle for you. I didn't mean to hold you guys so long with this. I'm going to give you an oracle card for the sign of Cancer. What does Cancer need to know? What does Cancer need to know? Someone else had this card. This is turn on your heart light. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. So I believe this will help you with the conversation that you actually need to have with this person. Over here, this is saying for your past influences that you did experience a lot of deep emotion. And maybe that's what you need to bring up to this knight here. You know, maybe there are things that they have forgotten. The knights move very quickly, and sometimes they're not very grounded because that's just really not in their nature. But there may be something that they're forgetting that they haven't realized. You know, maybe they need to be reminded of something. And if they aren't receptive to it, then you can just move on. But I think a conversation should be had. I'll do one more card. The sign of Cancer. This says higher power. This is card number 4. This is higher power. Excuse me. I'm catching a cold, so. All right, higher power. So we'll take a look in the book and I'll briefly read the meaning for higher power. So this is saying conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. So let's read the relationship message. It is time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with the higher power called God, Goddess, Spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your partnership with Spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. Well, that sounds, yeah, that was nice. That sounds pretty positive. That sounds really hopeful. That was wow. These were great messages. These were great messages. I really think this is definitely signifying that a conversation this is saying that there is someone that you share this connection with, you share this bond, and that's most likely why you're hesitant to take the leap and move forward, to move past it. That's why you don't really want to do that. I think you're feeling this connection and you feel like there's more to it, that at this moment you're just going through a minor hardship with them. You're just not able to get through to them. You know, I'll say this again before I close. The nights are difficult at times because they're all about movement, they're all about conquering. So they're not the easiest to have something stable with, or even to start building towards something stable. They're not always the easiest, but it is always possible. It is always possible. And this card signifies that. For sure, it does. And so does your wish card. This does as well. Okay, Cancer, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep shining. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your evening.